What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with DFS bringing you a brand new video. Today's video is the Thursday night showdown, the first game of the season between the Bills and the Rams. This time we're covering Fanduel. If you guys are interested in DraftKings, I already made a video about that. Go check it out if you're looking to get the DraftKings portion of this. If you're looking for the Fanduel, you're in the right place. So before we get started, I just wanted to give a shout out to you guys for the support in the last couple videos. And if you guys could leave a like and subscribe, we are very close to 100 subscribers. That would mean a lot. But let's get into the video. So Fanduel, completely different from DraftKings, and I won't say completely. Completely is probably not the best word, but I will say it is different. Different in the sense of every player is that cost. You don't have to worry about your MVP or your captain and your flexes. So the good thing is you get more money on Fanduel, but you don't have that worry about the captain. And that is where there's opportunity. So obviously the prices are different on both sites just because of that reason. And even the way that they're ranked. So Josh Allen, the most expensive player by far on FanDuel, 2,000 more than Matt Stafford, which is interesting because on DraftKings, I think it's a lot closer than that. And Cooper Kupp is actually the second player. So they have Josh Allen ranked very high in this matchup. Diggs, Akers, Robinson, Gabe Davis. And let's talk about it. So since the DraftKings video came out, we did get some injury news, and that's Van Jefferson is out, which means we now have a very playable Ben Skronik down here at 6,500. That changes a lot. On DraftKings, I know he's dirt cheap, 1,200, but it is a play. The reason why is Tre'Davious White is also rumored to be out 4 to 6 weeks, I believe, so we won't see him, and we're going to be looking at two rookie corners in a very, very bad slot corner going against Cooper Kupp. But where you have that inexperience and that lack of talent, you have one of the best safety duos in Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, which look to be playing. So Cooper Kupp automatically, to me, being a short route guy, just seems very, very good in this matchup. Obviously, you're paying up if you are getting him. But Allen Robinson is the same way for me. Going against inexperienced guys is where some of these elite and experienced wide receivers shine. So Allen Robinson and Cooper Kupp are two guys that I like a lot. And like I mentioned, with the injuries and the lack of experience, Van Jefferson is out. Ben Skronik, not saying the greatest play at all by any means. But at 6,500, if you want to stack some of that top talent, you're going to have to pay down with some of these guys. And Ben Skronik has an opportunity. Very good matchup for him. He might not be the best, but has that opportunity. He filled in last year when injuries started to happen for the Rams, and they pretty much said the same thing for this year. So Stephon Diggs is 14,000, so you're actually getting a discount on Diggs. 3,500 to Allen. My thing with Diggs is still going to get he's going to get his targets. He might not get the receptions, the yards, the touchdowns. He's going against one of the best corners in the league in Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey is probably going to follow Stephon Diggs no matter where he goes on the field today. That is going to be the Rams play. So what that says to me is someone like Gabe Davis is going to have a great opportunity to really shine and show us what we saw in that playoff game and expand beyond that. So Gabe Davis at 11.5 is definitely a huge discount. And especially if you look at the average salary is 12,000. Anybody you're paying under that 12,000 is great for your final roster. So Gabe Davis being there at 11.5 is amazing to me. We keep going down. Someone like Dawson Knox. I know he just got the contract. 10,000 on FanDuel, which I think is a pretty fair price. But you have to understand that Bobby Wagner now is there for the Rams. One of the best middle linebackers in this generation. And even though Dawson Knox is getting better, will only continue to get better, he doesn't have the greatest matchup. And at 10,000, that's pretty hard to try to account for. Having a very difficult matchup with Wagner being probably the main guy that's going to be on him. Another opportunist that I like tonight is Isaiah McKenzie. Same thing with Isaiah McKenzie as Gabe Davis they're not going to have a talented corner covering them. They're going to be the guys that are probably going to get the yards and probably going to get the receptions and then have to make out of that whatever they do. Rams are known for not allowing deep balls, so it's probably going to have to be a lot of short to medium routes and reception. So Isaiah McKenzie is a guy that the Bills have been talking a lot about this offseason, preseason, about how they want to get him included and how good he's looked. So if he's healthy, which it appears he is from everything I'm hearing, $8,500 is a huge discount for a guy that has a lot of potential tonight. And where I say the difference between Dawson Knox being at $10,000, not being the most valuable, is Tyler Higbee at $8,000 here. So we already know of how good the Bills' safeties are. Their linebackers aren't what they once were thought to be. And yes, they have a great defensive line, and they're probably going to use Tyler Higbee to help every now and then. But at $8,000 compared to Dawson Knox's $10,000, Tyler Higbee's got a very good price point, in my opinion. And at $8,000, like it's one of those things where you just compare and contrast when you're making your lineup. If you're only doing 1, 2, 3 lineups, you're just comparing and contrasting. If you're doing 150, you're going to have exposure to almost everybody. But if you're doing just a few lineups, which is totally okay, Tyler Higbee is a guy that you get at a discount. For your average price, $12,000, you put someone like Tyler Higbee in, you go up almost $1,000 per player, which is amazing. So let's continue. Jamison Crowder, if Isaiah McKenzie is out for whatever reason, Jamison Crowder on Fanduel is a great play. So on DraftKings, he's actually, I think it's $2,000 more expensive than Isaiah McKenzie. So there's almost no value there. But on Fanduel, you get a really good discount. He's at $7,500, and a guy that they got in the offseason, and a guy that I think is going to fit very well with Josh Allen when the time comes. It's just Isaiah McKenzie kind of outperformed him. So if there's any injury news for any wide receiver, look for Jamison Crowder to get some of that volume. And if you're playing a lot of lineups, you're going to want some Jamison Crowder because he has that potential. Not saying it's anything elite or anything game-changing, but he is a guy that can score. He's a guy that can get receptions, get yards, and really prove himself. And I think he has a great opportunity this year when he gets that opportunity to make the most of it. So now we start getting into the extreme values. So Jamison Crowder, 75, not supposed to start. And these guys, it varies. So Zach Moss, I'm not interested in Zach Moss. I think it's Devin Singletary and James Cook. I figure Zach Moss goes down to the third running back unless Devin Singletary fumbles. James Cook is going to be the receiving back. I really look forward to seeing how they use him this year and think he is another guy that has a great opportunity when he gets his opportunities to really take a lead and get that starting running back spot. So at $7,000, James Cook is somebody I like a lot. I don't like the run game at all in this for Singletary Akers. If they do end up running, by all means, but I don't love it. I'm not going to have a lot of exposure in lineups to running backs except James Cook. James Cook at $7,000 is a crazy good value. We plug him in, we go up $1,200 per player. That is what you want when you're making your lineups. This is a guy that can do that. As well as him, we already mentioned Ben Skronik. And that's pretty much it. If you're talking values, there's not a lot here for the Rams. The only other player that comes to mind, and we really haven't seen, is Lance McCutcheon, 5,000 here. He's listed as the Rams' 5th receiver. Now with Van Jefferson, I believe he goes to 4. Is another guy that if injuries happen, he gets in there. But other than that, I'm probably not going to have any. So let's kind of plug in and see. So captain, I'm just going to put Cooper Kupp in there. I love Cooper Kupp tonight. You need a quarterback, in my opinion, tonight. And we're going to put Matt Stafford in there. So $9,500 for 3 players. Obviously, I like Allen Robinson. I like Gabe Davis. What does that leave us? That leaves us $5,000, and there's not opportunity. So that's where the fun comes in, and that's where you start to figure out where to fade and where not to. So restarting it, let's take Let's take some of these guys out. Let's take Cooper Kupp out. So I don't love taking Cooper Kupp out, but just for the sake of the video, let's add Stafford back, Robinson back, Gabe Davis back, and then we're going to put James Cook in, and we're left with 14,000, and we get Stephon Diggs and Cam Akers. So, yet this is going to be very interesting to see how some of the lineups are going to be configured tonight, and I look forward to seeing what you guys are capable of doing. I cannot wait. I can't stress this enough of how excited I am tonight for football. If you guys are interested in joining us at Astro DFS, the link for our Discord will be down in the description, and it comes with DraftKings lineups, Fanduel lineups, comes with bets, props, and any questions you have at all, whether it be for DFS, betting, or fantasy football. All of that is included. So if you guys are interested, just click the link. And then, like I said before, guys, if you guys could just hit that subscribe button, that would mean the world to me. We're very close to 100 subscribers. So thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.